Let love surround you and keep you safe and warm. May the music in our hearts be a shelter from the storm.
Welcome to Salinity Presents a podcast. This interview is with Nicole from Cyrus Saffron in Eastern Washington. I'm really excited to learn about this because I had no idea before I heard of you that we could even grow saffron here.
Yeah, it's unique for sure. So what do? We grow saffron in central Washington. We started off in Lake Chelan in 2014, and then we just bought more land. Has it been 3 years ago? I think 3 years ago in Waterville. And then last year we planted bulbs. And then this year is the first year we also started seeing flowers coming up in Waterville. The reason we did that is because we started this as a hobby in 2014, more as a natural remedy. My husband is a 2 times leukemia survivor. Once he was back in remission, we learned through his parents that saffron actually can help fight cancer. And so we just started farming when our son was still very little in the picture. We just had very few flowers and really just did it for us only once he was back at home. And then, over years, it turned into a full-blown business. But that's how we basically got started. We started in Chelan. We have a total of 20 acres, but only 2.5 of those acres are farm done because we started as a hobby. So our place is way up at a high elevation of 3,200 feet. It's very remote. It's very hilly, rocky, lots of trees. So hard for people to visit. So our goal was to have this new place in Waterville. It's nice and flat. People can access it easily, and we can finally show people where we are, what we're doing, because it was really hard getting to where we are. You needed like an off-road car really to see us.
I'm very curious about the cancer fighting aspects of it, if you want to talk a little bit more about that.
He was diagnosed with leukemia and then went through chemo and a stem cell transplant. We learned through his parents that saffron is not only a spice, but also a natural remedy for a lot of things, not only for cancer. We have customers that take it also for depression, for anxiety. Our son has autism. We named it after our son, Cyrus. That's why Cyrus Saffron. We give him a little tea, and that's how my husband took it too. We just made our evening. We sat down and we had a tea. You can make your regular tea, and then you can just add the saffron into it, or you can add it in your water, and you can drink the water throughout the day. Studies have shown that it has a lot of antioxidants and a good way to help fight cancer, fight depression and anxiety. We also have customers that use it for their eye health as well because it supports eye health. It has a lot of different, natural remedies as well. So it's not only a spice, but also a natural remedy for a lot of things. We're working with the Seattle Cancer Care Alliance to give it to the people that are in remission to help with cancer and hopefully, knock on wood, to not come back.
Remarkable.
Yeah, and I had no idea about saffron before I met my husband. In my culture, we don't use it as much. I know it, but in Germany, where I'm from, we're not really familiar with the spice and the remedy. So I really learned a lot through him through this process. So who is involved? It's really the full family. It's all of us, 3 generations. In the picture, you can see everyone but me because I was the one taking a picture. But in the front, in the middle, that's my husband, Darush. And then his mom is to his right or left, depending on how you look at it. And then next to him on the other side is our daughter, Emily. Her name is also Emily. Good name. And then on the outside, you can see our son, Cyrus, and his dad as well there in the picture. So it's really all 3 generations that are involved at the moment. And then we have lots of seasonal helpers. We have a really short harvest time. It's only once a year, and it's 3 to 4 weeks. It started popping out around October 20th. It's a fall crocus, so it's really short where we have to get it all in. And during that time, we have lots of seasonal helpers. So that's another reason why we're located here in central Washington, due to all of the apple orchards and cherries and peaches and all the wineries around us. There's lots of physical labor available to help us pick all the saffron. Another reasons for the heat. You need the heat for the flower over here. It's much hotter, much drier over here. It doesn't like the direct water and needs the snow, actually, the cold, to wake up the bulb. We wait for that first frost to come in and it wakes up the bulb, and then the bulb comes up and we start harvesting. We have about 50 people that help us during these 3 weeks that help us get it all in.
Wow.
And then we also have farmers market staff that helps us. Before COVID, we did a lot more farmers markets, but now we're just down to Pike Place Market and the Portland State University Farmers Market. The reason is usually with our product, we do very well the first month at the farmers market, but then I have supplied the whole neighborhood. And it's not a produce that you need every week. Sometimes I don't see people for a year. And so we need tourists coming through as well, and other people making it through the market in order to keep going. Since it's not a product that you use every day, we need to be in a place that's a little bit more busy with tourists to make it work for us.
Your husband and his parents, have they been using saffron for a long time?
My husband is Persian. In their culture, they use it a lot. So we are technically the third generation farmers. His family in Iran used to farm saffron over there. So it wasn't new to them. They kind of did know what to do, the right climate to choose. So they definitely had the know-how and the knowledge. So they didn't start from scratch. Unlike me, I had zero knowledge. His family, when they were in Iran, they farmed it there. And even his grandfather farmed it. So there is already that background and that three generation of saffron farming. They definitely had knowledge before getting started. So how do we make this happen? The flower is harvested by hand. What we do is we cut the little purple flower and bring it into our processing area. The good thing is, because it's such a vibrant color, we always know where we have grabbed the flower or haven't farmed yet or haven't picked up everything. Due to its color, it's really easy to spot, and we can see where we need to harvest and where we're done already. Every flower has only 3 stigmas. So that's what makes it so tedious and expensive, because one flower doesn't give you much. To create 1 pound, you need about 50 to 75,000 flowers to make a pound.
Wow.
And that's what just makes it so expensive, because everything is done by hand. So the little 3 stigmas that you see in the flower, that's what we're removing all by hand. And there's different techniques. The technique we're using is we grab those little 3 stigmas and then we twist the flower, and that's how we retain the 3 stigmas. There is another way to do it, which is faster, but you end up having the yellow portion that sticks inside the flower. If you want to make it easier, you grab the flowers and you just pull it downwards and it will all come out much easier. But the problem with that is that you end up having the yellow tail of the saffron. And our saffron, we don't give you any yellow. If you see, it's all pure redness. Otherwise, if you look at some other saffrons, they give you the yellow portions of it because it's an easier way to harvest and an easier way to cheat you on weight, because the yellow adds to the weight, and weight is so precious with this spice because you pay by weight. And so a lot of companies give you that yellow portion, and we don't do that. We just give you the pure stigmas, so it's more potent and you have to use less. And then the third step, we're gonna dry everything. We put it on a little tray and we put it in the oven and we dry it all. Every pound takes us about 30 to 40 minutes to dry. I have a neat little video on Instagram. If you want to check out our Instagram, you can go there. It's just Cyrus Saffron. You can find a nice video that I put there on how we actually remove it and dry everything. After everything is dried, we package it in 1-pounders, and then we package it into smaller individual jars that most of you might know as our little retail jar. And that is also done all by hand. We weigh the saffron, then we fill it into the jar, and then there's another process of 5 different stickers that need to be slapped on that bottle: the front, the back, the top ribbon, your USDA organic sticker. It has our address on it to meet all the requirements. We also have to seal the top. So it's a lot of steps to make this little jar happen.
I have your Instagram open if we want to show that.
Yeah, sure.
And now I will show you how we separate them. If you see, there's only 3 of them in each. So yeah, so we're gonna repeat this a lot So what we're doing, kind of put the little petals down, and then we're gonna grab the red portion of it, and I'm gonna twist. And there's our 3 stigmas. And that's how we separate them, all by hand. So we're just gonna repeat this thousands of times. And I'm gonna put this ready to go once on this little tray, because we will dry them later. Once I have a full tray, we're gonna walk over to our dryer. Here's one of our little drying oven. We have a bigger guy also as well. And we're gonna put it in here for about 40 minutes. And the little oven will dry now all the saffron threads in about 30 to 40 minutes.
That's remarkable. How many do you think you've done? How many have you pulled out in your lifetime so far, do you think?
Oh my God. Let's see if I can do a little math here. So it's not only me. We do have helpers, but we're doing it for 11 years. 50,000 times 63 times 11. So in 11 years, we're talking about 34,650,000 flowers in 11 years. But not just me. We do have helpers, and the whole family has to help. It's crazy. That's just a rough estimate, but yeah.
That's remarkable. And so then that's 100 million stigmas.
Yes, about 103,950,000 stigmas. Yeah,
Wow.
good question.
Yeah.
I've never
And-
done the math myself.
You should be very proud.
Yes.
What temperature do you dry them at?
It's not too hot, so we do about 200 Fahrenheit. We keep it very low, and you want to dry it really slow. Otherwise, they get too dry, they get orangey and wrinkly. You don't want that. Then you take too much moisture out. Yeah, about 200 Fahrenheit. Any other questions on the process?
What do you do with the flowers?
Good question. We put them back for fertilizing. We just put them back on the ground. One thing that we're really proud of and what makes us different, the first farm we started in Chelan is completely off-grid. It's completely powered by solar and wind power. There's no electricity up there, so we're completely running on solar and on wind, which is pretty neat. We only follow organic practices, so we are organically certified for our Chelan location. The Waterville location, we're not quite certified yet. The bulbs need to be underground 36 months in order to be organically certified. So we only are in our first year on Waterville. So it will take us another couple of years till we can officially slap the USDA organic sticker on that flower too. But in the meantime, we have some non-organic saffron that we will sell to restaurants, probably for a lesser price as well.
It's the same product.
It's the same product, but it's just a rule. It has to be under the ground for 36 months. The good thing is with this crop, water is not required. So we get similar like tulip. It gets all the water from the snow and preserves it that way. It hates the direct water. Now that we maybe start offering tours, if you come on a rainy day, the rain will, maybe hit some of the flowers and some of the flowers might not be good anymore. So we try to get to the flowers before the rain, because if it hits, they're too moist. So very gentle to the environment, no extra watering needed for this crop.
How much water do you get over in that area? Most people think of rain when they think of Washington, so I just want to clarify Eastern versus Western
Sure.
Washington.
Actually, I have no idea. Let me see if I can Google that very quick. How much?
'Cause especially, October 20th through November 10th. Here, that's mostly rain.
Yeah, no, not over here, as How much rain do we get in Chelan during October and November? The average total precipitation is about 0.7 to 1 inch in October and 0.87 to 1.5 inches in November of rain. So very little compared to Seattle. I don't know what's to Seattle. Do you know at the top of your head?
Okay, 3.9 inches in October on average in Seattle.
So more than double. Yeah. So let's see. We're also women and minority owned. The business, most of the shares is technically in my name. So we are women and minority owned, and then minority also because, as a foreigner. So we are officially certified for that too, which is great. Another thing I think that is really helpful and people really appreciate over here, usually after the apple harvest and the wine harvest is done over here, there's really not a lot of work for people until things start again in spring. What we are able to provide is that last 3 to 4 weeks going into November, when all of the farming has finished, we are able to employ another 50 people for 3 to 4 weeks towards the end of the year when a lot of people run out of work because of the farm farming. So I think that's really great. I think I mentioned that already. So we do work with the Seattle Cancer Care Alliance.
I'm curious about you say saffron powder.
Yes.
For people in cancer remission. Can you just touch on the powder?
We are able to powder up the little stigmas. Even for businesses, we sometimes powder the saffron. What it does is it makes it more potent. You have to use less. It makes it stronger. We powder it for them and then we send it in the powdered version. Then they put it in little capsules for their patients to take. Yeah, it's just another way to take it. So how can people find us? Our website, cyrussaffron.com, is always a go-to. If you spend more than $40, shipping is free. If you prefer to go into your local store, you can hop also on cyrussaffron.com and go to the tab Locations, Local Store. There you have the option to put in your zip code, and it will show you the closest store that has our saffron. We're not everywhere yet, maybe one day, but in the meantime, always our website. You can also find us at Farmers Market, like I mentioned before, Pike Place Market. We're open 4 days a week. Once the winter hits, we're only open on the weekends, Friday through Sunday, but we do want to hop back into 7 days a week. That's something we used to do before COVID. Hopefully that's something we can go back to this summer. You can also find us at PCC and Metropolitan Market. We're working with a local distributor on Vashon Island called Northwest. He's been in this business, my God, 35, 40 years he's been around, and he works with local stores that are organic and only local. He was actually the first one kind of discovering us. He was able to bring us into some of the bigger stores, which we're super grateful for.
It's time to share one of Salinity's favorite nonprofits. The Puget Sound Restoration Fund focuses on restoring marine habitat here in Puget Sound, including planting over 140 acres so far of the native Olympia oyster species. These oysters help filter the water and support the broader ecosystem in so many ways. This amazing nonprofit partners with many local groups, businesses, and indigenous tribes to improve the future for oysters, abalone, Dungeness crab, seaweed, and virtually every creature living in or near Puget Sound. Consider donating directly or volunteering with Puget Sound Restoration Fund. Learn more at restorationfund.org.
If you're not just looking for saffron, we have partnered with other companies around Washington and other states. One is called Fast Penny Spirit. They make an Amaro. It's an all-women owned company. Amaro is a dessert-like hard liquor, kind of on the sweeter side. If you want to check her out, her name is Amy, Fast Penny Spirits, and she uses saffron. Amaro takes a whole bunch of different herbs, including saffron, to make. She's located in Seattle and she has a tasting room and does all kind of fun events. We just started partnering with McCormick Jam Company. It's kind of a funny story. Apparently, we both get some of our tins from a Seattle specialty store. They're located in South Seattle, and we met there picking up supplies, and we started talking. And it's like, yeah, we make jam, and yeah, we make saffron, and here we are. Now we have a saffron jam.
What does that even mean?
I know, it's pretty cool. I think the first batch they make was a one with plum, and then they have a pear one as well. So if you look up Cornish Jam Co., they're on Instagram too. There you can see what kind of jam they make with our saffron. And then another local one, Hero Fund, probably slaughtered their name.
That's it. Yeah, they have a location here on Whidbey. I love them.
Oh yeah, they're great. They make a meat with our saffron.
Yeah.
They found us, I believe, through Pike Place Market. They have a table there and they approached us, which is pretty neat. If you want to hop on Instagram, I believe they did tag us in one of their makings of that saffron. I love their label too.
They make remarkable things.
And then we're working also with two tea companies. One is called Taja Tea, and the other called Tea Boost Chai. They're not local. I believe their base is in California, and we sent them the saffron powder that we were talking about earlier, and they include it in their teas. Then we're also working with Sfoglini Pasta. They're located in New York, and they make a saffron pasta. They have an Instagram too, and if you look for their name, you can find their saffron pasta. Sulus Chocolate. It's SELEUSS. And they make chocolate truffles that are filled. They're so good. They make a saffron chocolate truffle. It's amazing. And they're in First Avenue in Seattle. They make all kinds of different chocolates. Great stuff for the holidays. The only other product I haven't mentioned that we are actually making is a saffron sea salt. That's really the only other thing we're producing. Our main focus is just the saffron. It just takes so much time with farming, harvesting, bottling, all the work that goes around this, selling, employees. We would love to make more products, but we've only been able to make saffron sea salt so far with it. Otherwise, we've just been looking and partnering with other companies because there's just not enough time in the day to do more. But saffron sea salt is something we have been able to make. And I use the saffron sea salt on my eggs, baked potatoes, sprinkle it over avocado toast. It's a really nice finishing salt.
And how do you make that?
We powder again the saffron and create some hot water. We add it to the saffron powder and create a paste-like texture. It looks like a saffron paste. Then we infuse the saffron paste into the sea salt. Then we mix it all up and then we dry it again. Same temperature, 200 Fahrenheit. Actually about the same time, about 30 to 40 minutes. And then the salt starts taking in all the saffron, the color, the flavor, the aroma. And then we put it in a little 3-ounce tin can. And we have a single size, or you can order it in a bundle of 3 and save some money.
Yeah, it's such a vibrant color. Thanks for explaining that process.
What else? What's next for 2026? We just partnered with the Pike Place Market Foundation. They're really great. They have been around since 1982 and have helped people in need with housing, with healthcare, food, child support, daycare since 1982. And it's a nonprofit organization. And they have been fundraising $40 million since 1982 and helping people in need. And so we're really proud and excited to partner with them.
That's wonderful.
Really excited about that. The second thing we're really excited about is we started offering farm tours. So that's something people have been asking us for a long time. And this year, 2026, we finally make it happen. We're not quite there yet where people can just go online and book it on a calendar on their own. People still have to call or email us about the tours, but we do have tour information on our website. There's different packages you can choose, different add-ons from tractor rides or go farm your own saffron. We give you a little basket and you can collect your own flowers and take them home with you. So that's something we're really excited about because we have not been able to offer that in the past years. There's really only 3 to 4 weeks where the flowers are actually there. If you want to see the flowers, you want to schedule ahead of time. Otherwise, you're more than welcome to come during the spring and summertime. We do open up in April. Otherwise, it's just too much snow and too muddy after the snow melts. April through mid-November is a good time to visit. In summer, we will offer Chelan tours. We don't offer them during fall or winter time because it's just too crazy. We try to be very courteous of our neighbors because they enjoy the quiet and there's a reason they move there. And so we really want to be mindful of not bringing too many people there. It's not the easiest journey to get to Chelan. So we keep it limited to summers and spring only. Water wheel is open year round. The third thing we're excited about, and it's not really related to saffron, we just got into buffaloes and we named it after Emily again. So it actually has your name, Emily, too, on it because our daughter was always like, oh, why is it just named after Cyrus? That's not fair. And so we're like, okay, so now we have something that is named after Emily. If you go to washingtonbuffalo.com, you can find our website there. The way this happened is we bought the land in Waterville and we met this really nice elderly couple that has buffaloes and been doing this for, I want to say, since 1943. They've been having buffaloes in Waterville and none of their kids wanted to take it over. So we decided to take this over because we don't have enough to do. And so now we own buffaloes as well. We have 56 buffaloes.
Wow.
Yeah. And they used to butcher them and sell the meat, but our goal is to stop that from happening. Our goal is to preserve the buffaloes, and instead of butchering them, we would love to see the head count raising to about 100 and give tours and educate people. I mean, we're learning a ton. This is something we've never done. So we're learning a ton from them since taking over. The goal is to preserve, raise the head count, and show people you don't have to go all the way to Yellowstone to see buffaloes. They're in your backyard. backyard in Washington. Come see us.
And they're
So
gorgeous.
people can not only tour the saffron when they come see us in Waterville, they can add on a buffalo tour as well. We have 7 right now, 7 baby buffaloes. We get up to 10 baby buffaloes a year.
Wow.
So hopefully in about 10 years making, we have about 100 buffaloes. You can adopt a buffalo if you want. We give you a certificate and even an ID for them.
Aw.
You get to name them. But that's what is for 2026. That's really our biggest 3 things. The new gift box, the farm tours, and then the Buffalo Ranch will keep us on our toes.
A lot of things.
Mhm.
And so when you're making the tea, how much?
You don't need that
Okay.
much. So we talked about the flour earlier, right? So 3 to 6 stigmas is enough. You can have a saffron only tea, just saffron and hot water, or you can make your favorite tea and add it in. I add them into my coffee. I'm a coffee lover, so I
Ooh.
just dump them into my coffee or foam it up into the milk. It's really up to you what you prefer. Or you could do saffron with hot water and throw in some fresh ginger and some fresh lemon. Yeah, you can do a lot with it.
Does it have to be hot water?
I would just say do hot water, even for cooking. Before you cook, soak it in hot water. It's the best way to release its flavor and aroma is hot water. Doesn't have to be boiling, but like a warm to hot water.
Can you talk a little more about culinary uses for it? Like what kinds
Yeah.
of dishes are you using?
Yeah, paella is a Spanish seafood dish with rice and chorizo sausage, so really good. Saffron pasta, my favorite at the moment is scallops. What I do is it is scallops and butter in a pan. Everything's good with butter. And then splash it with some white wine and that simmer for a little bit. And then add in some salt and saffron. And it's really all you need. And you can leave it there. Or you can even add some cream and make it like a cream sauce, some heavy whipped cream in there. But that's my favorite at the moment. Any seafood, really. I love to make a saffron ice cream as well. It's so good. Saffron ice cream on its own, or you can splurge and add some rose water and even some pistachios. You can make a cocktail with it. You don't need to do the Amaro. You can just grab your plain vodka and just start throwing some saffron in there. So you can make cocktails with it. There's really a lot you can do with it. Bake with it. There's a Swedish Christmas bun. I think we have it on our website. In Sweden, they use saffron and they just do it around Christmas time where they make a little Christmas saffron bun to eat. There's recipes on our website. Lots of recipes there. Saffron chicken with barberries. We used to farm barberries as well. It's a little berry. It's similar to a goji berry, but it was too much with the berries and the saffron. We used to make a barberry jam too, but it was just too much. Maybe one day again, but it was too much at that point. So we discontinued it.
So I wanted to ask more about this. Are you buying the bulbs or are you able at this point to harvest and then replant, or what's that process like?
Very good question. So each bulb gives you about 7 years. Then they're kind of done with their lifetime. The good thing is, though, every 2 to 3 years, one bulb creates seedlings. We have the mother bulb, and every bulb creates new seedlings. We take the bulb out of the ground and separate the little seedlings, and technically every 2 to 3 years, one bulb give us about 2 more. So it's still a mixture. It's usually not enough volume-wise. We dig them out and separate them, but we do also purchase new bulbs. Not every year. It depends. We purchased some last year. We might actually purchase some more this year because we did buy more land in Waterville, but we did not farm all the land. We only farmed 12 acres because we wanted to see how it is. We weren't sure because it is different than Chelan. Will it even bloom? Will it make it? We weren't sure how the saffron is going to turn out, but it did turn out amazing. And now that we know the saffron is actually working out in Waterville, we probably add another 12 acres. We get the bulbs from the Netherlands. We have looked here to get it locally, but there's not enough volume. They're the biggest. They produce so much flowers, tulips. I'm pretty sure a lot of the local flower farmers here in Washington get it from the Netherlands too.
They look almost silky. It's such a strange bulb compared to what I'm used to seeing. I don't look at very many bulbs, but
Yeah, it's definitely a different bulb. It looks exactly like a copy of your purple Easter crocus, but the spring crocus does not produce the three stigmas. Only the fall crocus produces the three stigmas. So there is a difference. So if you plan on doing your own saffron, make sure you get the fall one because the spring one will not bloom. I have a friend here. She's like, I have these saffron flowers, but they're not coming up. And I'm like, well, you probably have the spring one because the first thing that pops up is the little greens. They pop up for the fall bulb, they pop up in the summertime, die off, and then the flower blooms. My friend's flower, her greens start coming in the fall and they will die and then come in spring.
So they'll have the same name. Easy to confuse the two.
Exactly. Yeah. And if you ever need any more information, call us, email us, info@cyrussaffron.com or our website. You will find a lot of information too.
Great.
I think that's all I had for today. If you have any other questions, just feel free to reach out. Yeah, it goes straight to me. We're small. It will go straight to me.
Thank you so much for sharing all of this.
Yeah, thanks, Emily, for
So
organizing
nice.
this too. I think this is great.
Nice to meet you, Nicole.
Same here. Nice to meet you in person.
Yeah, you too. If you'd like to support other small businesses from the Pacific Northwest, head over to eatsalinity.com. That's EATSALINITY. You can also shop in person if you're here on Whidbey Island. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a review, subscribe, and tell all your friends. This podcast is hosted by me, Emily Wilder, CEO of Salinity Seafood More. It's edited by Luke Hagopian and exists entirely to eventually bring everyone to the topic of our native Olympia oyster species. Please help increase demand and appreciation for this beautiful oyster by asking for it everywhere you find oysters.
Our love is like an onion, many layers.